Are the Broken Tusks mob any good in patch 6.1.2? This is the Orc Boar Boy Biggins Regiment of Renown. Let's see what it can do, because this is a unit type I've had a love-hate relationship with. Able to bring the pain, but having difficulty avoiding getting hit. I'm very curious what it can really do. And this is why I'm doing these videos. My eyes glaze over too. It's so many Regiments of Renown! Recruit for 10,050 gold and 263 upkeep. So this is still way cheaper than Chaos Knights, vanilla or otherwise. On Ultra, it's 60 entities, 7,920 health for 132 per entity. Armor 100, which is pretty stiff. Leadership 78, which is a rank 9 figure. Speed 70, charge speed 104, melee attack 30, attack interval 5.1, which is kinda slow, no splash damage. This is a bit more armor and a single point shaved off the rank 9 equivalent regular unit. For melee attack. Melee defense 35 is 1 better. Weapon strength 32 is the same, split base 9 and armor piercing 23, with a bonus versus large of 12. Charge bonus is 50, mass is 1500. The unit has Hide in Forest, and unlike the regular version, has an Encourage aura, therefore your trolls run away less. Let's not act like that isn't important in this roster. So other than that, our main difference is it comes in with an armor buff and fully formed at rank 9, so the stats are maxed out. In the Redline skills, Riders at 3 pips offer speed plus 10% and charge bonus plus 12 flat, so we're up to 62. Ard Lads adds armor plus 12, melee defense plus 5, and ward save 8%. They can use all the reinforcement they can get. In the tech tree, Pointy Tusks grants armor piercing plus 4 and charge bonus plus 5 flat. Now, what that prior one means: weapon strength rises to 36, split base 9, and AP 27. So when an entity connects, it's 4 points more guaranteed damage through armor unless mitigated by ward save or physical resistance. Fala Pigs further modifies them with plus 15% unit mass and 5% physical resistance. I've been remiss in mentioning this, but Big Bullies applies not just to the infantry, but to the cavalry, and that includes this Regiment of Renown, and minus 16 leadership to all enemies, including undead and demons, just by beating them up is pretty legitimate bullying. So, bolstering your own side and demoralizing the enemy is great, but this is a mid to late game tech, and you won't see a benefit early game. The rest is scrap upgrades. Gorbad can slap Big Banner Boys on them, and that is nice. Basically, the more kills they get in combat, the harder they hit, and the more their morale rises. Spoils of War allows scrap armor, which gives armor plus 25, and missile block 30%, which is in single direction, I believe. Scrap Saddles requires no tech, and plus 15 armor and plus 15% speed are nice, really nice. The Biggest Sticks requires the Best Loots tech, and that jacks up bonus versus large plus 8 for a total of 20, and charge bonus plus 20 flat, so on this unit that would turn it into a true nightmare to face. So how do we use the Broken Tusks mob? The problem is very simple. They need those boosts to be high-end. What you otherwise get is a very scrappy, medium-cost, wannabe heavy cavalry that punches up, but only relative to the faction having cheap, armor-piercing, kinda glass skin cavalry to begin with. They are, relative to the situation, underdogs, and not the pure bullies you want them to be, because they need that shock cavalry effect to do maximum damage. But they're also armor-piercing with a substantial bonus versus large against their own kind, and that matters. What you want them to do is to clean up the wings of cavalry like Cold One Riders with spears, and other middle-tier anti-cavalry options. And they can do a fair job of that, okay, but the best way is obviously to get hero support and so on too. If you're forced to use them alone, no buffs, just straight RoR stuff, you just hope the armor is enough. Thing is, quite a few heavy cavalry in the game is armored, but not armor-piercing in melee, meaning that they'll do markedly less damage to these boys than they'd like, and you'll be gouging their armor and flesh consistently. But until such fights are resolved, you're at the mercy of the melee, so no charge bonus help. So, what to do about this? I said it earlier, but I'll say it again for emphasis. The other help, the Encourage trait, has a natural and powerful synergy with trolls. And another YouTuber recently mentioned them in a tier list, and the funny thing is, last I checked, which was after I saw his video, stone trolls have the same low leadership that the other kinds do, but they were believed to have higher. No, it's just that they're tougher, and therefore check morale less often, and are winning their fights more. So this isn't specific to a kind of troll. Any troll will do. Even without hero support, being able to have fairly fast, armor-piercing monsters helping you out with anti-cavalry work, and not run away, will immensely speed up what you're trying to do. You're more likely to see dramatic results with trolls than with spider riders, etc. Squig's Rampage is HP, not morale based, so it sort of applies to Squigs, but it fully applies to trolls. Basically, the broken Tusks have very high potential with enough scrap, but short of that, they're better leading a mob than being the solo mob out there, wasting 50% of its bonus over the regular unit at rank 9. But with bigger sticks, oh boy, they'll just erase cavalry like it was never even there. Take care and have fun using Jagged Tusks to rip Reichsguard a new one, or 2 or 3, we're not stingy here.